Okay, let's do a Control Z spacebar, and we're going to slide some CV holes. Okay, now I want to put some acceleration in, so I'm going to pick CV and NUV, and perhaps a little bit of mouse sensitivity, about 25. There's two CVs there, so I'm going to pick them both and just ease them out. So I'm creating a bit of acceleration here. And how do I know how much acceleration I need? Well, I'm looking at this blend curve here. Oh, you always want the peak of the blend to be in the center of the blend. So if I go like to there, you know, obviously the peak is down here now. And you can see that I'm losing tangency there, so I have to correct that in a moment. So I think that's about it. That's about what I need. And I need something here. So Shift E. So I'm looking for a nice line through there for my blend. That encourages the blend to build in the right direction and not sink in. So I'm going to go into F8, and I want a little tiny bit of, I'm going to put some shading on so that you can see a little bit better what we're working on. And I'm going to come out of perspective just for a moment. It's easier to move the model around with some control. So I've moved those two CVs, so it's this one here now that I want to move. Just a tiny little bit, not too far. And these at the side, just a tiny little bit. And that one there you can see is now tucked inside, and I'm looking down here to kind of get a nice smooth progression on my CVs. I don't want to go back now and check the tangency at this point here and toggle set the construction plane, go into F5. So we pick this CV, hold down the control key, come over here and right click to adjust the tangency. You can work in two views if you want, but because I'm filming I have quite a small screen, so I'm sticking to one view. I think that the gap here may be a bit larger than we need to build a good blend. So what I'm going to do now is pick the surface and just simply move that in very, very carefully. And we don't have to worry about the blend curves because they update. If you are unable to move that because you know it's a critical part and you don't want to change its position, then obviously you have to use the extend with merge on there. I'm going to try that, and if it doesn't build properly we can move it out again, it's no problem. And I want to check for curvature now. So what I'm going to do is assign these two surfaces to a layer, Control L for a new layer. This colour here, which signifies to me that it's a surface, and royal blue signifies to me that it's curves, and then obviously when I've got more time I put the name on the layers. Turn on layer symmetry, and we're going to check now to see if we've got any continuity. Okay, we've got mixed results there. Okay, we've got curvature on that surface, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide unselected. So E on the keyboard, pick nothing, pick the surface, and then Shift H, which will hide unselected. The reason I'm going for curvature here now is so that once I've built the blend I don't have to mess around with this anymore, because if I do, once I've got the blend in place, the blend's got direct history and uses a lot of processor each time you move anything related to the blend. So let's evaluate this. We'll put on some showroom, which is just the first quick look, make sure it looks alright. You see the lead-in that we've created there? You know, it's not so much here, and It's more and more as we get there. In fact, it looks like too much there. Okay, apart from that, it looks okay. I'm going to delete the locator. I can just hit G on my keyboard, which toggles the locator off, and I've hit G again, toggles it back on again, so that's a useful hotkey. I'm going to toggle the model so I can better see the shading. It looks very good, doesn't it? But let's just check it with the all-telling zebra. Yeah, that's fine. We've got curvature there. And let's look at the other side. And we've got curvature there. That's fine. Okay. Control N to bring back the model. And we're ready to build another blend now and see if things have improved. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to trim this out here. Shift T. We'll turn off layer symmetry. Simplify the view. Always simplify the view as much as you can. Now I'm not going to make another blend yet. What I'm going to do is put some more curves in. So let's do that. Construction plane. We're going to use geometry. So I know from experience that we need one around here to support this complicated area. Now what I like to do is get the plane like that so you're actually looking down the line of the plane. So you get the curve roughly planar before you start. And then I'll do it with my hotkeys, so it's Shift X. I'm going to pick the blend and the infinite plane and then hit planarize, and you see it jump there. Also tells you at the top that it's been planarized successfully. Once going to put my blend points in the right place. Pick both entities and then hit planarize. That's it. Simple, isn't it? Next job is to check that they are G3. And now we can build another profile blend. This time we've got 4 curves to support the blend instead of 2. Everything's set up correctly. Hit spacebar, and I'm going to pick the most difficult curve to get at first, which is that one, then this curve, and finally that one. Let's just turn our controls on, have a look what's going on. I'm going to delete these. Obviously you direct model to get those, but for the moment I'm just going to delete the locators. Okay, with the evaluation shader on, we can see that we have some sort of a problem there, so I think we should address that now. What I'm going to do is come up here to history and suspend rebuilds, and I'm going to come out of I'm in proportional mod, so I'm going to come back into, I'm going to use NUV. Okay, so I've got that CV selected. I'm going to move it now. I've got a very fine mouse setting here, so I'm going to do it slowly, and I should pick that one as well. You know, never in Alias, never try to do everything on one CV. I want to go into F6 now, get a better look at things, and that CV, look, see that's too high, so I'm going to slide that CV now before I do anything else. And now move mouse sensitivity down to about 25 when you're sliding CVs around. Something like that. I think that's okay. So we've got nice coloration here. with our shader, and you see that the coloration within the blend is completely different. So now what I'm going to do is come up here again and turn rebuild back on again, and we'll see that this will update. Looks a lot better, far more healthy. So that's all looking very nice. This is really very typical G3 here. There's a slight problem there still.